TTR90 Yamaha, good solid bike. My kid has rode the piss out of this thing. He has a flat tire, and I think that was probably me. I just put that new tire in the tube in. He went to ride it and it was flat. Probably pinched it, but I got another one. I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna leave a camera on it while I'm doing it, or take significant pictures and video. Anyway, here we go. That's up on the bike stand. You see that high-tech bucket. But it works. The good thing about the small bikes, you grab it and pick it up and set it on something. Not a big issue. There's your wheel out. Axle's back in. Stick it back in there so I don't have to worry about somebody kicking the parts around. You see the sprocket comes out with the chain and the brake drum. Drum side of the wheel. Sprocket side. Real easy to screw up. It's got these rubber, I don't know, cushions I call them. I think they've actually got a technical name, but I really don't care to learn it. I know what they are and they're supposed to be there. Your sprocket has them teeth that set in it. I guess it keeps from jerking it around too much. But that's pretty much it. Getting the wheel out. You need a 17 for this particular bike, a 17 and a 19 millimeter wrench. Alright, prep work. Ready to change this tire. See, it's on the tailgate of my truck. That's another reason why a truck is indispensable. Hell, it doubles as a damn workbench. Yeah, you stand out in the sun. When the wintertime, when it's cold and raining like hell, it's not so great, but days like today, it's not bad. Standard 12 millimeter wrench. The nut off. If you look at it, it looks like it's kind of crooked. I think he might have rode it a little more than he told me. With the tire flat. Then again, he might not have noticed right off either. These things are pretty easy. Break the bead. No worries. Nary a problem. Problem comes because it's a little bitty tire. If you happen to get one that's a stiff wall, well, if you never changed a tire before, the first time you do it, you'll realize how come they charge so much to do it for you with a machine. It's a convenience factor. Speed worked up over the front end. Dry, but you'll struggle like hell. Some kind of soapy, slick material around it. Just happen to use Purple Power. I've got a 2-gallon jug in there. I keep pulling the spray bottle up. I bought that jug about 2 years ago. I'm not a polisher by nature, so I don't usually use a shit ton of cleaning equipment. But you'll be tempted. Pull this old tube out, just stick another one in, but I would advise you to look at it. I just blew this one up, and there's a hole right here. It's leaking back down. That's on the outer edge. I could have done that with a spoon. Set it here. There's the hole. That's where it would have been, so right in there somewhere. I just run my hand up in there, see if I can find anything poking through. It might have poked it. I kind of doubt it, but checking it anyway. I'll check the hole. There's the tube in. You can see the stems pulled through. My other video didn't show you how, I think people have a lot of trouble getting that stem in. A lot of that is experience. You've done it enough times, you figure out a good way to do it. But that's a bead in, and I have lubed the bead with some of this degrazer make it a little easier to go back around the rims, all that fun. Already aired this up, but I just want to let you know there's a little trick I use. It's easy to get that tube pinched under the rim and the tire right here at the stem. It's got a hard flat part there that wants to lay down flat. You see how far I got that nut run off right there? I pulled this back out because if you can push it in and see the tube, it's going to pinch you. So I took one of my spoons, flipped the bead out right here at the stem, push this up in there and let the bead back down. Now if your stem pushes back out against your finger, you still got it captured. But if it don't, you got it up in there behind the tire. And then I aired it up and it pulled the stem, it pushed the stem out itself and pushed the tire out around it. It's just a little quick something I thought I'd throw in there. Oh, by the way, as soon as you get to this point and you're ready to go back in the bike with it, that's when you'll find your third tire spoon you were looking for earlier. I always grease these axles. If I had it out yesterday and I took it out today, I'm going to put grease on the axle again. The reason I mention it is you got all kind of axle grease, anti-seize, all this out on the market, and all it works pretty good. But I bought this one about $6 about 4 years ago. That's what I've been using. It happens to be Pennzoil, but the important part is that word under Pennzoil, marine. M+ multi-purpose marine saltwater protection, washout corrosion, trailer wheel bearing protection. Now I put it, now I ask you, if it's marine grade and stay in a prop of a boat foot, reckon a little mud or water from a dirt bike will wash it out. They usually still got plenty of grease when I take them apart. I've been real happy with it. I use it in about everything. Alright, back in the bike and hold in there. Just to tell you real quick, these were the tools that I used, minus the one that I found after it was over. Air gauge, couple spoons, 17, 18, and a number 12 metric wrench. That's just my phone. Didn't use it for shit. It ain't handy for nothing except calling in the fucking cavalry, I guess. It also helps if you got one of them laying around. If you don't know what that is, it's an air compressor. But that's pretty much it. I will say there's 1,000 ways of doing this. That's just the sled way. My way. I don't know of any of them that's really wrong. Some of them work better than others, and this may not work great for somebody else. Just keep in mind, keep the tire lubed when you're coming out around that rim back and forth. A dry tire, well, it might as well be glued on. You'll fight and wrestle the damn thing. Hadn't popped off, popped right back in, no problems, no worries. Just be real gentle when you're going back with the new tube. Not so much with taking the old one out, because hey, it's already got a hole in it. How bad are you going to screw it up, right? You can patch those. Bicycle tire repair kit at Walmart works good in a bind. I found it's just as, you got to go through all the same getting it out and putting it back as you do with a new one, and a new one's $12. Repair kit's like $7. You can do a lot more with it, you know, besides just one. But you got a new tube in there, and that's something that if I ain't got to worry about the tube until the tire needs to be changed again, that's worth it to me. You know, 10, 12 bucks. Hey, put a tube in. It's just the easiest thing in the world, and you ain't got to worry about the glue coming loose from the patch. Anyway, that's it. Changing the tire on TTR 90. See if we can get him out here to chew some of these knobs up. There you go, off the stand. Yeah, there's the bike stand, yeah. Built a shovel head chopper in here a couple years ago had a cinder block and a piece of 1x6 laid across it that would stick out beside it, and that held my tubes. That was my engine build. That was my bike building stand. But anyway, you don't need much, real simple tools. Air compressor's real handy. It ain't got to be. I've done this for a long time with a bicycle pump, and it's actually still laying right over there. Only thing I use it for now is airing up basketballs and shit. Air compressor will spoil the shit out of you, but it's worth whatever you got to do to get one of them. I'm gonna say that. Anyway, hope this didn't wind up being too long. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope it helped somebody out, or informed somebody, or just showed somebody, hey, that ain't too damn hard. I'll do it myself. So